Good evening, Montana, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful fall day in October. I'm Rachel, CrowSpreadingWings, and we have a lot of news from around the state tonight. Next week's Thanksgiving holiday is expected to see the highest travel volume since 2005. Now, that's according to a report released today from AAA. If you're planning a hunting trip this weekend, listen up. The National Weather Service of Great Falls says higher elevations like Monarch and Highwoods could pose a serious threat, including frostbite. Now, 5 years ago, Malmstrom Air Force Base was rocked with scandal involving missile launch officers cheating on tests. The 9 people involved and the commander at the time were fired by the Air Force.
Carlin, I'm actually on the 9th Street Bridge right now, and right behind me, right directly behind me, is where the body was discovered earlier today. They're going to keep checking the bees all summer, and if they keep looking like this, Lloyd said come fall, he's going to be one happy beekeeper.
Carlin, nothing says Montana more than a gun show, and as you can see behind me, here at Montana Expo Park, Four Seasons Arena is filled with over 600 vendors. I got my skates, my knee pads, my elbow pads, and my wrist guards, and I'm gonna take a spin around the track. With all of the teams involved in Indian relay across the nation, there's a deep sense of history, pride, and the main thing, the relationship with the horses. Reporting on the Blackfeet Indian Reservation, I'm Rachel, CrowSpreadingWings. Back to you. They need just a few more dollars in the bank to help them meet zoning codes and ring that school bell. The thing is, they have to officially be ready for classes by January or they lose the zoning permit. This is a big push in helping all of these Native American communities here in the state of Montana get those tourism dollars. In 2016, the ACLU requested all law enforcement agencies in Montana to provide them with files pertaining to the use of stingray devices and automatic license plate readers. Each of the veterans who graduated all say the program allows them to take back their lives from addiction, motivating them to pursue a new future.
Out here by Manchester, and it has finally stopped snowing a little bit and it's clearing up. I can actually see the moon, but in Browning it is far worse. People there, as well as Hart Butte and Babb, are reporting snow up to 5 feet has fallen since yesterday. School teacher Lori LaPlante has said they are in a state of emergency. She adds there's something to think about is clearing your roof of snow and keeping all of your vents clean, as well as a few other tips.
Sure you have blankets, water, food stocked up in your trunk, shovels, of course. Make sure you have candles in case the electricity goes out. We don't know if the wind is going to blow tomorrow, but just be prepared.
And of course, don't forget about your animals. Make sure your fuzzy pals are safe and warm. LaPlante says yesterday people were actually stranded in Browning. Some were able to make it out, but law enforcement in Browning are urging everyone to stay home and stay safe. Now, according to the Montana Department of Transportation, Mariah's Pass on Highway 2 is closed.
As you can see behind me, people have come together from all over the state. After 2 months of planning, there's over 5,000 men, women, and children of all ages supporting each other in solidarity. Plans for the march started on November 9th. One organizer, Deb O'Neill, says she wasn't sure how receptive people would be to it.
I'm a little overwhelmed. When we first thought about this, we were thinking it was going to be about 500 people. We had no idea it was going to grow like this, and it definitely is evident that people needed something.
Another organizer, Angela Simonson, says the response to the event skyrocketed right away.
Hundreds of donors, and we had about 12 main organizers from across the state who brought all these hundreds and hundreds of volunteers together to make this event go off.
She says support from the city was easy to get.
We received a permit from the city of Helena. We received a permit from General Services for the Capitol grounds, including a noise permit. We have one street, the 6th Street between Roberts and Montana, completely blocked.
Native American actor Michael Spears, who started out in movies like Dances with Wolves, is also an activist. He gives us a good reminder about what coming together really means.
It brings hope to the global community that we can all stand together in solidarity and help us to bring ourselves to life. We live in a world where we are almost disconnected with our Mother Earth, to remember that the earth doesn't belong to us. It's on loan from our children.
But the one thing is clear, it's all in unity. Reporting in Helena, I'm Rachel CrowSpreadingWings. Back to you.
I actually first saw this case come across my Twitter feed with the hashtag MMIW, which stands for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women. Then I saw it on Facebook being shared by her family and her friends. But what I didn't see was any emails come into our newsroom about it. No missing persons report or a be on the lookout alert. Now, Ashley's sister Kimberly and her family have been continually searching all summer long. She says the only thing they've been told by their local law enforcement is they're following up leads. But she says it's not clear what kind of leads those are. She firmly believes her sister is alive.
I can't think the worst yet, because if I do, then it's gonna be harder. So if I still have that hope, if you still keep that hope, then you will be stronger to find Ashley.
Says during one of their searches, they may have found some of Ashley's clothes buried in a dump between Babb and St. Mary's. She says as far as she knows, local law enforcement has not searched that area. Now, I've called the Bureau of Indian Affairs in Billings and was directed to the head office in Washington, D.C. Their public information officer says they are looking into it and will be in contact when they have more information. Blackfeet law enforcement has not responded. In the studio, I'm Rachel CrowSpreadingWings.